Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading for Sagittarius for the week of September 28th to October 4th. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, getting right to it. I feel that a lot of you are either beginning a new kind of side hustle, financial project, or investment. I think some of you have taken that first step already and are now kind of getting a feel for the new path. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles to me is always Spirit giving us a gift. It's like the universe is handing us a gift of an opportunity. Yeah, and I feel that you're either have taken it, you're considering taking it, or we're sort of looking at it and we're thinking, is that going to be a good move? Should I do this new thing? Okay. To me, this is definitely the beginning of something new happening on the physical plane. It could be that you're maybe identifying some new goals that you're after, and this is that first step toward those new goals. This is a new financial opportunity. This might be a new, it could be a new living situation for some of you. Okay. But it feels like this is kind of like a surprise. It's like a ticket to ride, you know, and I think that at first we might hesitate, you know, but I think that this is probably going to bring in a lot more of the good stuff for you. Okay, we need some context around this card, though, of course, don't we? We have the Ace of Swords. I feel like there isn't much hesitation as far as I can see. Now we have a Prince of Wands, we have an Eight of Wands, we have a Hierophant. We have a Six of Pentacles, yes. I do feel that there is a new, it's either physical or financial health or wealth. You know, it's either fitness or it's your financial stuff that is kind of getting a new opportunity. I feel like a lot of you are beginning something new right now. It's a good time to start something new, either a physical routine, a health thing, a new diet, a new exercise routine. It's a good time to start a new business, start a new job. It's a good time to move if you've been thinking about moving your house or relocating, you know, where you live. It would be a good time to do any of that kind of stuff. Now's the time for like taking the first step. Maybe this is something creative. Maybe it's some sort of a project for you. It would be a smart move to do it. I feel like whatever your idea has been, it's ready. Okay, it's ready to start taking form in the physical realm. Here we have a Queen of Swords, we have a Three of Pentacles, the Empress, all right, the Harvest coming in, but we have a Seven of Swords as well. So I think that there is some kind of doubts that we might be having about the future, but I feel that right now is a wonderful time to just begin and to believe that it's going to work. Okay, and I think that you're going to find a lot more success happens when you sort of believe what you're doing. You know, when you have faith in yourself, I think it's going to happen much faster than you thought. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. We're not going to name the eternal name until the very end of the reading. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below the video. Now, as we look around the room, we see two major arcana energies. We've got fire. Don't have any water cards, which is interesting. We have air, air, air. We have earth, earth, earth. So I kind of feel like, in a way, a lot of you are like trying to keep your emotions out of it, trying to look at it from a kind of practical point of view or a logical point of view. So I think that right now it seems like there might be some emotional stuff that some of you need to pay attention to. It could be why we have the Empress in the position of the kind of fear, worry, concern, or the obstacle position, okay? So I think a lot of you, though, are trying to just kind of stay detached from the emotions. And that can be a good thing. It can be kind of a bad thing, too, if it's taken to the extreme. That's kind of what the Queen of Swords is doing, right? Kind of putting distance. We're detaching from the emotions so we can see them as a data point. So right now in your life, for this week at least, I would say, be aware of your feelings about something. Don't let your feelings dictate your decision. Keep your mind sharp. Your Ace of Swords here is really trying to get that intuitive certainty, the clarity, the truth of the thing, so that you know exactly what step to take right now, because there is this new path opening up. Okay? It would be a very, like I said, now is a good time for you to start something new. The Ace of Swords is saying, you got to know what that thing is, you know? And so I feel like this is kind of like, you know, you've gone through all your notes, you've gone through all of your thoughts, and I think you've kind of decided on something that you're going to put some effort into. And I feel that it's something that you're going to work on. Okay, it's kind of, so I feel a lot of you have a new goal, or you're starting some kind of a new process, or a new job, or a new living situation, maybe a new relationship. For some of you, there could be that. Although the water energy not being here, that's a little, you'd think if it was romance, there'd be some feelings involved, yeah. But even if it is romance, it could be that you're trying to say, okay, I'm not just gonna let my heart like carry me away into this. I gotta think of it practically, logically. I have to think of this I have to get the intuitive sort of guidance here, okay? The Ace of Swords is that intuitive guidance. So I think a lot of you are finding a lot more clarity in your life right now. Like, it seems like it's easier for us to just kind of be still within ourselves and kind of see the truth and understand and think clearly about something. And I think you're allowing yourself to be guided by this sort of inner truth. Okay. Down beneath the surface, you have your Prince of Wands. This is a cruise control kind of energy. Okay. This is a card that once it gets started on something, it doesn't quit. So I think in a way, this is kind of like you realizing that whatever this new thing is, it's not going to be necessarily an easy ride. It's going to require commitment. It's going to require we sort of motivate ourselves. Okay. This is that card of self-motivation. It's like, how do we stay on the gas pedal even when things aren't perhaps going as smoothly as we thought they would, or if it's proving to be a lot more work than we thought, right? We're going to have to stay consistently on that gas pedal, okay? And this is under the surface, so I think this is kind of like a hidden, it's almost like it's almost like a hidden talent that you might have, you know? And I think that it's your ability to commit to something and push through the discomfort, to push through the slow days, you know? Knowing that it's not going to be necessarily an easy ride, okay? This is a card of sort of boldness. This is a card of confidence, yeah? This is a card of perseverance, okay? And I think that for this new path to really truly be as successful as it can, I think you're going to need this perseverance. And we're going to need a sort of, we're going to need a commitment here. I'm expecting like either like a 2, maybe a 2 of Cups as the mystery card, or the Lover's card even. Because I feel like there needs to be that choice. We need to say, okay, you know what, I'm doing it. And kind of speaking that out loud and saying, this is the plan, this is what I'm going to do. I've decided, yeah. Because then it's just a matter of sticking with it. There's no question about, was this the right path, and kind of what's the future going to hold? No, I know what's going to become of this. All you have to do, and it's sort of like, it takes the burden of choice away, right? It sort of makes things a little bit easier, gives you peace of mind. Right? When you make a choice and then you don't have to really think about it much anymore. You just have to do it. Okay, this is kind of the just do it card, if you will. In the background, Eight of Wands. That's a lot of good ideas. Okay, and I think that this was maybe a time in your life where energy was pretty scattered, where there was a lot of good ideas, but you weren't sure which one actually to sort of commit to, because we have this energy pulling you in many, many directions. So I feel like you're a very creative person. And this is kind of a special Sagittarius card too, because we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So I feel like this is you trying to refine things down to one good idea. Okay? I think that you're someone who tends to put a lot of irons in the fire, spin a lot of plates, throw a lot of stuff at the wall, right? And just see what kind of sticks. And I think now you know which one is sticking. And I think that's the one that you're going to commit to, and that's the one that's really going to bring you the most return on your investment, the biggest sort of harvest, okay? So I think that it's important for you to have a lot of ideas, but it's important for you to refine those ideas down into the ones that really have the best shot of success, okay? Because, see, we can't get from all these ideas to the success of the Six of Pentacles without kind of focusing on something in particular. Okay, so I feel like this is the one next step that you're taking. This is the one idea that you're going to go all in with. Okay, it's kind of like saying no more edits, no more tinkering with the plan, no more getting sort of distracted, or no more getting pulled in too many directions. Okay, this is not so much outside things pulling you in different directions, but your own curiosity, your own interest. I think that, you find a lot of things exciting, and you're interested in a lot of things. And that's wonderful energy, right? But it's important then to sort of hone that down and pick something that you really want to immerse yourself in, because that's how you're really going to master it or excel at it or get really good at it, right? And that might be talking about our Hierophant up here. You have to excuse me if I hit the cough button a couple times today. We're still pretty under the weather around here. The Hierophant here is a card of mastery. To me, it could be a card of pursuing some kind of it could be a new skill. You could be going to some, like a trade school. You could be earning a certification. This could be, if you're in university or school, this could be really picking a major and going after the very highest level that you can at something, okay? To me, the Hierophant is also the one that sort of, the one that guides us toward the sacred, yeah? So I have this feeling for you that whatever it is, whatever this new opportunity is, like Spirit again, giving you this gift of a doorway, a gift of a path, and says you can take that path if you want. Okay, and I think that you're looking at that path and you're thinking that it is a path that is worth fighting for. It's a path that is worth traveling. Okay, the Hierophant is also talking about your ability to accept guidance and assistance while you're on that path. Yeah, and I think that you might not always be so open to other people's wisdom and opinions and all that stuff. I don't think you like other people telling you what to do. But with this card, I feel that Spirit really wants you to accept the mentorship or the guidance of a lot of different people that you might meet along this path. Okay, in other words, for the next week, as you begin this new thing, don't be too quick to reject anybody that's offering you any kind of maybe advice. And I know you're not out there asking for advice, but sometimes people just offer it, Don't be so opposed to that. Doesn't mean you have to listen and agree and sort of implement everything anybody tells you, but just to take it on board and consider what other people are telling you. Other people, I think, it might be this week, you'll find a lot of people are trying to share their story with you. And it might be a good idea, just be open and just listen. Yeah. Because through other people's experiences, sharing those experiences, and through other people's stories, you might really get you might not have to reinvent the wheel. Does that make sense? So I think that other people have some knowledge and wisdom to share with you. I feel that there is an older family member for some of you that maybe it's like is it like a grandma energy that has a lot of wisdom to share with you about something anyway. And I think for the next week, this might be a really important time for you to ask questions of your family members, especially the older family members, and hear their stories. It doesn't have anything to do with the new path you're taking, but I think just in general, I think for a lot of you, it would be a good time to start doing that. Okay, and to write things like that down, to kind of to keep a journal, or even to ask some of your loved ones to write a journal. They have these books now where you can give them to your grandma, and it has all these questions for grandma to write the answers to, about their life and things. I kind of feel there's something like that going on this week for you, where there's a lot of this passing down of wisdom kind of energy. Okay. In the future position, we have the Six of Pentacles, success after worry, okay? Success after a struggle, success after an instability, okay? I think a lot of you are in the very near future, I'd say by the end of the week, going to be experiencing some kind of physical or financial harvest. There's going to be, a project or an endeavor, and this is kind of the first milestone. This is going to be a significant event or confirmation that, hey, this was a good idea. Okay, whether it's kind of the first sale, or it's like the first milestone that you might reach, or if this is even, you're starting this path of finding another job or a new place to live. I feel like this is something very, very positive in that regard that's going to confirm for you that this is the right path. Okay. I think that for a lot of you, there is going to be an increase in financial abundance. I think that for those of you who are starting the side hustle, or starting the new job, or starting a second job even, or even shifting careers or something like that, it's a good time for that. Because I think whatever you're shifting into, whatever the new thing is going to really pay off. Okay? If this is a new diet or exercise plan, right? I think by the end of the week, you're going to get some sort of a confirmation that says, wow, I feel better. Sometimes this is the sort of 6 pillars of health, And I think that you're going to find there's a lot more physical alignment. Okay, I feel like if this is a physical fitness thing, your body's going to feel more healthy. Your body's going to feel more in tune. Okay, so fitness or finances, this could also be talking for some of you about a group thing. So for some of you, this is going to be a new workplace environment. And I think it's going to really, going to welcome you. If this is a new job you're taking, I feel like you're going to be welcomed into the fold. I feel like you're going to be a wonderful addition to the team, and everybody's going to appreciate you being there. Everybody's going to recognize your value and what you bring to the table. Okay, so I think that confidence is very important too, the confidence of the Prince of Wands here, because you are bringing something very valuable to the table, okay? Okay, excuse me for that little break. The Queen of Swords here, this is a detachment from your emotions. This is somebody that's trying to get kind of a bird's eye view and is taking their feelings as just another data point, like I said. So I feel that for some of you, there's kind of a need to feel your feelings more, okay? And I think generally because of the absence of the water and the presence of this card and the Empress being in that position, it's almost like you're trying not to really feel too happy about something until you really see that it's going to work. Or you're trying not to let your desires or that sort of yearning or that love, that attraction, right, dictate your choices. So that Ace of Swords is trying to be very almost stoic, okay, and trying not to be influenced by the emotions, or really to be influenced by the opinions of other people either. I think that you're trying to get a more objective view of your life and make the decision that's going to be right for you. Okay, so you're avoiding the sort of admixture of other energies. Okay, the Queen To me, the Queen of Swords, for some of you, there's something in the past that happened for some of you, and I think that you haven't really let yourself feel those feelings yet. Okay, so this is a card really, I think, for most of us that's saying, let's look at our feelings, let's not get immersed in them. Okay, we can rise sort of above them, we can see them at a distance, but let's acknowledge them. And I think for a lot of you, there's something that happened in the recent past that still needs to be processed. Okay. Three of Pentacles is a card of work. It's Mars and Capricorn. It's it's basically us getting the ball rolling. We have the Ace, the 3, the 6. To me, this is the exact right alignment of energies. We begin something, we put in the work, it succeeds. Okay. And this is the fire that's fueling all of this, and of course that one-pointedness. The idea that you're not letting yourself get distracted by any of these other ideas. You're picking one direction, and you're going in that direction. The Three of Pentacles is that card of work. So I think that this is either, us doing the hard work for that, the fitness, physical fitness thing, or, at the new job, this is that activity. This is that actual labor. This is the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into it. Okay. I think that, I think for a lot of you, this is some type of a group thing where you are going to be recognized for your hard work. Okay? It's not something that you're just kind of doing in silence, quietly by yourself. I feel like other people are going to see you. And I think that's a very good thing. And I think, I feel like this card is sort of telling you to take pride in your work right now. And if you're accomplishing something, like, take credit for it. And be able to say, yeah, that was me, I did that one. Okay. It's, there's a place for the humbleness and the humility, but I think that there also needs to be a recognition of your skill and your devotion and your hard work and your labor. Okay. It feels to me like this card is also talking about your coworkers or even family members or friends, where there's going to be where there might have been doubt before, there's going to be a lot of cooperation. Okay? I feel like a lot of you were kind of nervous about going into something, not sure how you would fit in or not sure how other people would respond to you, but I feel that there's a lot of cooperation here. Okay? You really have this perfect alignment. I feel that this is mostly a financial thing for a lot of you. With that Ace, the 3, the 6, that is the perfect balanced alignment. Okay, and I think that you're going to be experiencing a lot of that success towards the end of the week. Okay, the Empress in the position of the fear, worry, concern. This is to me a wonderful harvest type of energy, and to me that feels like it is all of the luxury, all of the good stuff, all of the abundance coming in. And I think it's sort of in the weird position it is because you're trying to just be very clear-minded. You're trying not to be too concerned with the result. Like, I feel like this is a big opportunity for a lot of you. And I feel like we could daydream about the future and just think, I just imagine when it's successful and how much, it's going to do for my life and what my life's going to become, and it's just going to feel so great. I feel like you're trying not to really focus on the future and you're just trying to do the work. Okay? I feel that all of the abundance, all of the rewards, all of that harvest is going to come in. And I feel that, again, this is kind of why there's no water energy, right? Because you're trying not to get so immersed in how it's going to feel. You're trying to just be almost detached from those feelings and just say, I just got to do the work. Ace, 3, 6 of Pentacles, then you can enjoy all that harvest, all that abundance. Okay. So I think that you are realizing that if you just stay in the present and you focus on doing the work now, the future will take care of itself. Right? This card is like, this is your good life. This is your best life. This is your emerald city. This is like all the good things that could happen because of this. And I feel like you're trying not to get too excited by that. And you're just trying to stay focused, right? Because I think the 7 of Swords is really that kind of distraction. We might get distracted by all of the abundance that we could receive from this, all of the joy, all of the pleasure, all of the good things that are waiting for us on this new path. And those thoughts, by getting distracted by those thoughts and those feelings, could really sort of, push us off balance. Yeah. I think some of you are going to experience some doubts along the way. But just know that, like, Spirit's got your back right now, and Spirit is saying that if you focus on the work that you're doing and you try to do the very best job that you can, using this sort of consistent, persevering energy of this Prince of Wands, and you do this Mars and Capricorn, that you just put in the best effort that you can, things are going to work out for you. And the Six of Pentacles, that financial harvest, that financial success, okay, or material success, will be yours, okay? But the Seven of Swords is that card of distraction, and it's kind of like, as we go forward, it's kind of saying, like, don't let yourself start imagining that a different path would have been better. Sometimes this is like, I wonder if the grass is greener on the other side, I wonder if I should have taken a different door, Don't start doing that, because that's going to distract you from focusing on the work you're doing now. Because that work, whether it's at school, at home, it's your job, it's your career, maybe it's your relationship, whatever it is, focus on what you're doing, and don't let your mind start thinking, well, maybe I should have taken a different opportunity, maybe I should have taken that other job, no. Okay, stay focused on what you got, the path that you're on, because that's the one that's going to bring you that success. Okay, let's look at our mystery card over here. I feel like this might be, I kind of thought it might be the Lover's card. Kind of, we're staying committed to this one thing, to the exclusion of everything else. Yeah? So let's see what we have. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is your future self. This is you down the road. This is you, basically, this is you in your Empress life. And you're looking back at all the hard work that you have to do right now, and you're thinking, I'm so glad I stayed focused. I'm so glad I did all the right things now because of who your future self is going to become. All your thoughts, words, and deeds in the present moment are creating your future self. This is who you are, where you are, and what you're doing down the road. You're sitting pretty. You've got all the abundance around you. You're living your best life, okay? And you're looking back to right now, this week. Are you going to be very happy with the choices that you made? Or are you going to be filled with disappointment and regret? Okay, so in a way, this is like your job right now is to do everything that's going to make your future self happy, to give your future self all that abundance, all that, just the ability to just enjoy all of that life. Okay, your job now is to make sure that happens for your future self, whether we're talking 2 weeks from now, a month from now, or a year from now. That's kind of what we're doing now. That's why there's probably no water energy here, because you're saying, my future self is going to be happy. Right now, I've got to focus, I've got to get to work, I've got to do the thing, so that my future self can be like just living it up, right? Sitting pretty. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.